very much, Chairman. Mr. Dorson, the tobacco industry has manipulated and obfuscated scientific research into the dangers of smoking for decades. Your name comes up over 460 times in the tobacco industry documents made public as part of the Tobacco Master Settlement Agreement. Some of your emails are there corresponding with Philip Morris over the work they hired you to do. Even the articles of incorporation for your organization, TERRA, are there in the files of R.J. Reynolds with a handwritten note next to your bio that the document should be filed under Consultants Dorson. In the late 90s, TERRA, the organization you founded, received funding from the Center for Indoor Air Research to study the effects of secondhand smoke. TERRA's name pops up throughout the tobacco database, and it has been well documented that the Center for Indoor Air Research was a front group for the tobacco industry. In 1999, you were the co-author of a paper that underestimated the effects of exposure to secondhand smoke in the workplace. To reach this industry-favored conclusion, you and the other authors relied on inappropriately combined exposure data collected from workplaces that allowed smoking anywhere and those that allowed it only in designated areas, which skewed the results. That study is also in the tobacco database, complements of the Philip Morris collection. Can you and will you provide a full accounting of all the work you and TERRA did for the tobacco industry, all the money you and TERRA received from the tobacco industry, and the role that you played in the campaign to hide the truth about the dangers of smoking?
Senator, the roles that we've played in the tobacco work are a matter of public record. In the House Science, Space, and Technology 2015 hearing, the total value of our tobacco work was approximately $13,000. The bottom line is that throughout my career with EPA, TERRA, and now with the University of Cincinnati, I have been objective in my work and applied sound science to come to my conclusions.
Mr. Wareham, you have been leading the fight against EPA's air standards, so it's unclear to me how you're appropriate to serve in the position to enforce those standards. In particular, Executive Order 13770, Ethics Commitments by Executive Branch Employees, prohibits appointees from participating in any particular matter involving specific parties that is directly and substantially related to their former employer or former clients for the first 2 years after their appointment. Your ethics agreement states that you intend to sign the pledge. We are aware of dozens of separate air cases you've worked on during your time at Hunton & Williams. To ensure compliance with the pledge, will you provide, for the record, all of Hunton & Williams' clients and cases or work from the past 2 years, noting all clients with whom you've worked, cases on which you've worked, and regulatory work you've done?
Senator, as I stated previously, there are comprehensive rules of ethics that govern transition of someone like myself from private practice into government service. I already have had extensive conversations with EPA ethics officials and will continue to consult with them closely if this transition goes forward, if confirmed.
Do you understand that the Senate has an independent role and has a right to independent investigation and independent information, that we aren't just an adjunct of the EPA ethics department?
I'm sorry, Senator, I missed the beginning of your question. I apologize.
Do you understand that the Senate has its own independent oversight responsibility here and that we are not an adjunct to the EPA ethics office?
I understand, Senator, yes.
And will you provide the materials to us so we can engage in that oversight?
Senator, as I said, my commitment is to understand the comprehensive rules of ethics that apply, to get the best advice that I can in understanding what I'm required to do and to comply with them, and to make every effort to strictly comply.
Well, that sounds like a no with regards to the Senate. Did you or your firm do any pro bono work? Pro bono work need not be disclosed. Did you do any pro bono work for the Oklahoma Attorney General's office while Scott Pruitt was the Attorney General?
I personally have done no work for the state of Oklahoma, and I can't speak for the rest of my partners and associates. I've never made that inquiry, Senator.
You don't know whether the firm did or did not?
I do not know, Senator.
Would you provide the committee a list of the firm's pro bono work so that we can make an assessment of whether or not pro bono clients ought to be covered by the ethics pledge at the moment that we simply would never know.
Well, as I said, Senator, there are comprehensive rules that apply, very strict, including the voluntary agreement that you referred to, which I have committed to sign and
which
comply
pro
with.
bono work does not apply to, right?
I'm sorry, Senator, I don't understand your question.
The ethics pledge does not require you to disclose pro bono work, does it?
I don't know the answer to that, Senator. I believe it applies to any work that, there's no difference between pro bono work and work that's done, for pay. We owe all clients a common commitment of zealous representation.
Well, my time has gone by. I hope that these questions and the independent role of this committee to do oversight is not something that's going to be overrun in the pursuit of.
Thank you. Senator Capito.